Christmasers, welcome to my house. This is gonna be some chaotic Christmasing. And when you are setting up at your house, I'm sure you look around and you're like, it doesn't look anything like the way it looks when Jeanna does it, because we keep it clean. I have elves moving around and getting things done. Real life is super chaotic, and this is my real life. I wasn't going to decorate this tree this year. We did leave the ceiling up for you, because I did an official Christmaser poll and Kyle didn't want to take it down and you voted to leave it. So we left it. We haven't plugged it in since then. You just plugged it. It looks so pretty, right? It looks so pretty, makes me so happy, but we did add the tree. This tree is a cheap tree. You know, the ones you get at like 75% off after Christmas? I bought 10 of them because people always say, don't you have an extra tree? No, I don't, but now I do, I have 10. And Elfa Lisa is a master tree fluffer and she fluffed this. They look so good. I'm super shocked. But the only reason I'm doing this tree, there's just one reason and one reason alone. Because you were really sad that the metallic, I worked hard for Ferris Silk to get the metallic moire to come back, the copper. It sold out so fast. This broke the internet, not only on my account, but on others. This ribbon was giving, and now it is giving retirement. It did not return. Will it return again in the future? I don't know. I can't tell the future. That's not my job. I'm living for the moment. And in the moment, I'm going to use this ribbon. This is our dupe. Shimmer Sheen. It is the dupe for the season. It's called Shimmer Sheen. I'm gonna run her through the tree. I'm gonna run in some ornaments. I'm adding some more. As we were opening the things that came this season, I'm like, oh, I'll put this up in the loft. So this will look like a little bit of a different tree, but it's still gonna give some beautiful vibes. And you're at my house. I'm doing my laundry. It is a Sunday afternoon. The football is on. I do not watch football, but Kyle loves it. And this is just kind of, the dogs are gonna be around and my children are peeking around you're allowed in. This is life. We're vloggers now. Are we vloggers?
Vloggers.
We're vloggers. Let's do it. Last year when I created this tree, I only had one roll of the copper metallic moire because she was expensive. The Shimmer Sheen is half the price. So right off the bat, you've got things going for you. Even though the tree was fluffed to perfection, I'm gonna go in and add in my favorite Sullivan's picks. These picks are not available. There will be no link. Will they be available in the future? Yes. Why? Because I do not give up. I never give up. Will you get these picks back at some point? Yes, you will. Even if I have to hand make them myself, that's going to happen. So the tree was, as we already determined, fluffed to perfection. But I just wanted to have a lot of organic texture. This tree had a lot of green showing, if I recall. I never really do anything the same twice, but I still want to make sure that the texture that's up here stays throughout the tree. They just look. To evenly distribute and get all of the branches and all of that like organic look to this really like basic tree, I'm really going every 16 to 18 inches throughout. Just making a pattern, working my way down. Oh, she's different. It's a totally different pick. Also a Sullivan's pick, so gorgeous. So funny to have the laundry baskets back in play. How many do you think we own? 500?
At least.
There's so many of them. So normally when we decorate in a space, we have them everywhere, and I just didn't want to be known as the laundry basket lady. It's not really my vibe since, let's be honest, I know I said I'm doing my laundry right now, but
it's so rare.
Kyle really does my laundry for me. But we do still use them when we sort. It is an epic way to sort ornaments. If you really want to be even like take it a step further, you can cut out some poster board and put it in the bottom so the glitter doesn't come through. I'm like, was it Joan Crawford? No wire hangers. I walk around like that and make sure that the elves don't have baskets in frame.
That is a very dated reference.
Oh, finally, it's my turn to make a dated reference. She's in, she gave us, just that look. Can you even see from the side you're looking at? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I believe I'm only gonna use one roll, 10 yards. Do I decorate the back of the tree when it is up against a corner? I do. So here will be the rule. Let's talk about decorating the back of your tree right now. Here's the rule. I'm gonna see this tree. I'm gonna see this tree from this angle because I'm gonna walk this direction. I will see it every day from this angle because my bedroom's over here. So you wanna make sure, is the back gonna be as packed as the front? No, of course it's not. We're not wasteful, but it will be kissed with ornaments all the way. You will be able, I will need a few more picks right here. but you will be able to see them dusted all the way down, because that way it will appear to be a fully packed tree. You can cheat it a little, but you still have to put ornaments in the back. I'm gonna bring my ribbon right here. This is gonna play really well with the other side where I just placed this, because I only placed it over on this, like it's dripping here, but here. It kind of feels like I'm decorating a cake right now. Do you get that?
I do.
I love cake. I do. I don't really bake either, but Christmasers, I'm gonna do some baking for you this season. Yeah, I am. I've got plans. I got some plans. December, Jeanna is gonna be so sweet. She's gonna be so sweet. Gonna leave a little bit of a tail here and then just curl her back like that. Oh, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. I will say she moves a lot better than the metallic moire because she's just a thinner ribbon. But she's not self-backed. She's backed with herself. That would be called, if you were in the drapery business, a railroad. Like when you railroad something, it's like the same on the front as it is on the back, but it is still lined. Last year I had black velvet in this tree. We're making changes. If we're changing, I'm gonna do something different. This is called Super Satin. Super Satin, that's its name. It is just like well, it looks a little bit like a Duponi silk to me, if I'm being honest. But it is called Super Satin. Also railroaded, self-lined, but it's a lined fabric, so it's thicker. And I'm going to go in, same thing, I'm not gonna even use wire. We're going rogue today. We're just using the tree. When I'm adding the black in, I'm adding just a little space between them so we get a really pretty overlap effect. I also have a rolling cart. I always have one with me. This is a collapsible one, so we carry it around with us. Is it heavy? I don't know, I never carry it myself. It's not bad. But it also helps me to always have what I need at arm's reach, and I'm not always like running after it. Sometimes, and I keep snacks on it, water, all my stuff. This is a different ribboning pattern for me. If you are hanging out with me on Instagram, then you've noticed I've been just doing some different things. I think I'm breaking out of the cycle of showing you basic application. And I'm trying to show you it doesn't really matter the direction the ribbon's going and how much thought went into it. I decided to do that the second I finished this one. I'm like, let's just have a little more over here. It feels like the right thing to do. I want you to have that natural instinct. It just feels like the right thing to do. There are no rules. There's just practical application. You are supposed to make your tree feel like you. That's why if you look at my tree and are like, oh, I should put black on it. So what? It's my Christmas tree, and as we've already discussed, because I really love the color black. It's my favorite neutral. If you don't, that's fine. You can use a different color. You could use a gilded gold. I'm gonna put on my tree skirt. This is a giant, a 60-inch round, so it's a 120-inch round crinkle linen tablecloth left over from I don't know where, some event that we did. I'm gonna put this on. There's so much glitter in it.
A lot of glitter.
So much glitter. It's residual glitter. Now it's on Noelle, just all up in her business. Okay. When the skirt is put on, Kyle, this tutorial is for you too. When the skirt is put on, I don't want it under the tree. I want it to come out from the tree. Why am I doing this right now? I plan to put in some larger ornaments, and I want this to pool and sit. I have some new treasures. I have 2 of these left over from something last week. I'm like, we're gonna keep those. And so I'm gonna pop these in here. This is a 10-inch ornament, and I'm actually just gonna have it near the bottom. It's gonna feel a little random until you see all the other stuff. Oh, I have 3 of them. Woohoo! Let's have them a little, this one I want to be lower. Almost like we're starting off some presents. That's what it's gonna feel like. I'm gonna bring one over here. Visually, when I'm decorating this particular tree, I'm thinking about where I'm gonna look at it from. This room is really special to me. I had home births with both the boys and the chairs that sit right here. When we first moved in, you have no money. I bought them on Craigslist for $50 each. And then I saved my money and I had them reupholstered, and they're so pretty, and they've got little jewels in them and like a little dream come true because they were like custom upholstered. And I literally was in labor in this room. It's a very special place for me. I still sit here a lot when I just need to still my soul. It's a good room for me. So So I think about it though in passing when I'm coming through. What am I gonna see when I look at my tree? Nobody's sitting where you're sitting right now because you're literally up against a wall between like where I'd hang my clothes if I was doing laundry. So angle-wise, just a little thought when you're decorating your trees at home, right? Because it's not for the camera, it's not for the gram. You're decorating for you. It's your Christmas tree. These are not available. I'm just gonna pop them through really quick. These are just my personal, it's my house. These are my treasures. I'm gonna put this in next. Last year I really wanted to, I have a few statement pieces that I've had for a really long time, my treasures, but I wanted to put something in a little different, and I had these in my garden. They're garden orbs, and I just put my ornament in between, and it created a somewhat more substantial sized ornament, but it like breaks down into nothing. It happens very rarely around here. Usually everything I decide I want takes up a whole lot of space. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna use these again. And there were 3 of these in the garden, so I have 3 for my tree. This one serves as part of my vignette. It's just a larger orb, and I'm gonna tuck it under here. And it has a hollow ball in it, a smaller size hollow ball, a little underinflated, a little dusty, but we'll tend to that later. It kind of makes the tree look like art, where I've created art underneath here. Do you see it? Actually, I'm gonna leave this one down here. And then I'm gonna adjust my linen because I want it showing. Black glitter ornaments, I'm going with these next. This is an 8-inch ornament, takes up good space. And it adds the shimmer. Figuring out what I have, and that's kind of how I do it. Obviously, I like to design by size. I go from the largest to the smallest, but I like to intermix them as special. These are new ornaments this season. I just got them. They're from Sullivan's. They were a set of 2, a smaller and a larger. And when I saw them, well, I knew that they were making, this tree's gonna look totally different. It's the same, almost the exact same tree. 90% the same ornaments. It's gonna look totally different. Copper may not have been one of the designated trends. What is a designated trend, by the way? When I'm doing a trends video, what am I actually talking about? A trend is simply something you're going to see in stores. Just when you go to a store, that's what you're gonna see on the shelf. And so if you watch the trends video and you didn't see that in a store, what on earth am I doing here? But true, rich, traditional, classic Christmas. Copper, always gonna be on trend, always. Fell into my Evermore era trend, didn't it? It did. It fell into that. But coppers, for me, this year I'm actually bringing a lot of copper into my house. I'm bringing it back. I have a ton of it. I save all my ornaments, my personals, but I'm bringing it back because I feel like copper always makes you feel like you're having a hug. And I think right now, I like the way, I want to feel that way. I want my house to feel like a hug at Christmas time. So this year you're gonna see more copper in my house than you saw last year. I actually think last year you didn't know a lot of what you were seeing was my house, because I only really, when I post, it's like when I have a little peace and quiet, and there's just a few rooms in my house that I do that in, and I don't think you realized as much as you were seeing was actually our house. So it's not about the quantity. If you know how many you have you watched my patterning video, part 1, part 2. This is gonna show you, it doesn't matter how many ornaments you have enough to decorate your tree. You just have to know where to put them, and it's the patterning part. So I just wanted you to know that I was working with 4 sets. And a full deck. Sometimes you're like, it's October 1st and you're putting up your Christmas tree. I have a lot to do. When we leave here, I'm gonna go put up 4 more trees in the studio just for you. I have 4 of these left. I've had them for over 20 years. They don't even all have anything to connect them on. Some of them have been zip tied. So I'm gonna put these in. They're like a little paper mache music moment. They really are some of my favorites though. No one's expected to change their Christmas tree every year. I think it's fun to add something new, an element or 2, but it's not necessary to change it every single year. This tree brings me so much joy because these are my items. Do you feel the same way?
Yes.
Yeah. We're just like a normal family decorating our Christmas tree together. These are the same, old as can be. They have larger scale sequins on them. So these are not actually available, but on my all seasons page, there is an ornament called sequin. There's a glitter option, a shiny, a candy, a pearl, sequin. The sequin is where it's at because it's covered in glitter and then pieces of sequins. And it makes it just better because it makes it more reflective.
Sure.
It's very similar to this.
Yes.
That would be like the best. This is the dupe tree. That would be the dupe ornament. And because I've created all of these gaps in my tree with the way I place my ornaments and the way my picks are in there, I'm just shoving them in there. Aesthetically, when you're looking at your Christmas tree, you want to build a branch out. So you would have an ornament. If I was a branch, I would have an ornament here. I would have another one here, and then I'd have like one or two, maybe three, depending on how extra I was here on my fingers, on my ring fingers. So I'm building the tree out, and when you do that, it creates all sorts of this beautiful dimension and texture, and it doesn't make your tree look like a dense triangle. Okay, Kyle?
Got it. Don't be dense.
Don't be a dense triangle. I just found these. I don't know. So again, why am I showing you? But one of the reasons I wanted to add orange is these had a little bit of orange in them. You know what I bought these for? I bought these for my citrus tree.
Oh, citrus tree.
The citrus tree was something else. It's not gonna be for everybody, but it's certainly a sight to behold. And the citrus tree it's orange. It's obviously a citrus tree. You'll see it. There's a video, it's a design video. And the design video is really about taking a space and designing something appropriate for the space. Similar to how when this is said and done, it's going to feel like it belonged here because I designed it to fit in the space and to match the vibe of my home, which is the vibe of creepy, really nice vampires. It's like that moody vampire vibe. It is throughout the
Interview with the Christmas tree.
So anyway, these were left over from that. When I all was said and done, this didn't look good in that. I was like, it's not for that. But it is wasteful and I have nowhere else to put them, so there. Your new Christmas ornament. It's a Sunday afternoon, and obviously we launched our treasure tree video today, which thank you for your sweetest comments, right, Kyle? Like they're so sweet. And I know Christmaser Tara in Canada, she is putting up her tree she just bought. She wanted a giant Christmas tree. She got a postage address in the US so she could drive here and get her Christmas tree. That is commitment. It is a Douglas fir and it is going to be beautiful. And these are the things my mind is thinking of. Like this is a task at my house, right? I'm putting up my personal Christmas tree in the upstairs loft. And these are the things as I'm walking, I'm like, I wonder how Tara's doing putting up her Christmas tree. This is my brain all day long. When you have preloaded your tree with picks, you have to be very careful when you're putting on, especially your glass ornaments, that you are attaching it to the tree and not the pick, because it could tug and just pull right out and break, and it will be sad. A little Christmas catastrophe. I am tucking some of these ornaments into the loops, my frosting ribbon loops. I'm tucking some of them in there. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I want this ornament to sit up a little bit, so I'm just gonna give it something to sit on. And then make sure it's not crushing my frosting ribbon. When you put the ribbon, I always put the ribbon on first, unless there's some gaping hole and I need to go back and fix it. But otherwise, I always put the ribbon on first. But as I'm working and as I'm ornamenting around it, I always use my fingers and make sure I'm readjusting and getting my curls back where they go. Very similar to how I adjust my hair. All the same. I am gonna get all these in, mostly because they're fragile and I have nowhere to put them. Let's get this one right here. I made myself a little mixed basket because there's just no way I'm gonna get all those ornaments in this tree now. I have a little pleated, it's a rose gold shine, a rose gold matte, and now I've added so much shimmer into this tree, but now why would I go in and add matte? Because the matte will, one, give it a little bit of a softness, so it will draw the eye almost more to the shimmer, but the matte just creates more texture and dimension. We like that. I'm not even gonna add a lot. What did I put? 5. Matting 5. What else do I have? Just still, still a little bit more glitter. Also in that rose gold tone. I don't even know where to put it. There. I'm working my way down the tree right now. I'm going in kind of like I would do a top normally with a mixed basket. And I'm just filling in anything I think is a hole. Is it an actual hole? No, not really, but it is to me. I'm gonna add one more pickup here. Now a shatterproof ornament, you can attach to your pick. If it's a smaller one, it's not gonna go anywhere. That's attached to the pick, and I needed it there. These were actually a set. These were a Sullivan set. Sullivan's always has beautiful sets. Now, oftentimes when you see some of my trees and you see a really interesting patterned ornament, it's a Sullivan set. And I do choose a set and then design a tree around it. These were from Jen Atkins' tree.
Ah, yes.
And this color, there was 4 in the set. I used 3 at her house and I kept this one. It was a little too coppery for that design, but it matched my house. Oh yeah, you're right, we totally needed that. Good call, Kyle. I'm gonna add the presents. These are, I bought these, gosh, I bought these like 25 years ago. They were from Front Gate. I saved up, you can buy, come on, get it done, it's heavy. I saved up to buy these. These were like I mean, I love these.
Great.
They're hard to store,
Yes.
but I saved up for these. I really love these. I need paper gift too, because I'm covering the outlet. I can see it on the side, so I have to cover it. Do I store these? Yeah, we store them. We store them. It's not easy, but then they're always ready for next year and they are a part of my decor. I need them. This one I'm actually gonna literally set right in the back. Almost like it's one of the ornaments. Totally block the plug, which only I would see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Present covered the scratch. Oh, all my favorite Sullivan's discontinued picks in the bottom of this box. Also, please bring this one back. Everybody go to the Sullivan's website and send them an email and just tell them how much you want my picks, because I ran out of them. I want more too. We have Christmassy needs. These are the ones we need filled. Good job.
Good job.
Good job, good job, good job, good job. I'm gonna sit. Oh, I worked hard. Are you gonna sit with me? Loft decorated, YouTube video filmed, quality time with the dogs and our children.
Oh, wow.
Christmasers, and quality time with you. Thank you for sharing your lives with us, and thank you for Christmasing with us today.
Goodbye.